What is up, my fellow andronauts? I'm gonna tell you something shocking. And that is that boosting nitric oxide can actually be dangerous, especially when it comes to fixing erectile dysfunction. Because a lot of people think that when you have erectile dysfunction, you just need more nitric oxide. But I'm going to show you exactly why that's not the case and why if you start boosting nitric oxide, it can actually backfire and start to make things worse. So if you really want to fast track your progress, I have an erectile dysfunction course that will help to show you everything how to fix your erections. If you would like me to help you fix any male problem, links are in the description below for coaching. So let's dive into this video. All right, so before everyone just freaks out and say like nitric oxide is beneficial, I'm going to agree with you. There is a lot of benefits to nitric oxide if you're healthy. So let me go over a couple of them. So under normal circumstances, nitric oxide is present in low concentrations and acts as a signal in the body to regulate many processes. It does have benefits and it does have functions. Nitric oxide plays a role in memory, tissue oxygenation, vasodilation, killing viruses, and also promotes the release of hormones, including CRH, luteinizing hormone releasing hormone, and other releasing hormones in the hypothalamus, including GABA and growth hormone. It inhibits platelet aggregation and smooth muscle cell proliferation. It enhances glucose uptake in muscle. It enhances mitochondrial biogenesis, and it increases AMPK and more. So it does have a bunch of roles. It is beneficial. You need it, obviously. So I'm not saying like you don't need it. You need to crush or inhibit nitric oxide. No. It's that when you're unhealthy and you boost it even more, it might cause issues. And let me show you exactly why. So nitric oxide itself can be harmful. Nitric oxide in itself is a gaseous molecule that in large amounts is also a free radical. It contributes to arthritis, myocarditis, colitis, nephritis, which is inflammation of the kidneys, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, which is like muscle weakness, cancer, diabetes. Nitric oxide damages the beta cells of the pancreas. When you knock out inos, these mice and animals are protected from a high-fat diet-induced insulin resistance. Chronic fatigue syndrome, osteoarthritis, irritable bowel disease, and neurodegenerative diseases. Then we go on to migraines, vascular leakage, oxidizes cholesterol, angina pectoris, myocardial infarction, varicose veins, hypoxia, intraocular pressure. It impairs detoxification. It increases parathyroid hormone and aldosterone. Parathyroid hormone promotes fibrosis and it leads to hypertension and also promotes lipid peroxidation, all of which causes inflammation. So this is long. It's another one. All right. It also contributes to DNA damage and inhibits DNA synthesis by depleting NAD and ATP. It promotes cell death. It decreases nocturnal melatonin levels and finally even calcification of the gland, which occurs with aging. It activates cyclic oxygenase and lipooxygenase, which contributes to more inflammation. It's involved in skin conditions such as psoriasis, atopic dermatitis, irritant dermatitis, allergic dermatitis, lupus, rosacea, sunburn, flushing, nerve-mediated flushing, and skin swelling, etc. Nitric oxide exerts a biphasic effect on testosterone secretion, which is stimulated at low concentrations and inhibited at the higher concentrations. So lots of side effects when you have too much nitric oxide or when you're unhealthy and you can't handle the nitric oxide. So I'm going to show you exactly what happens and why that happens, right? So it's a long list as to why nitric oxide can be harmful, or at least what it contributes to. So why is no one talking about this? They just talk about boosting nitric oxide, but never talking about the harmful effects of nitric oxide. Now, if you're skeptical of all of this, I have references. I have an article which I will link in the description, so you can check it out. All of the references is there. All right. So you have three different nitric oxide synthase enzymes. So you have the enos, which most people are familiar with, endothelial nitric oxide synthase. Then you have the neural nitric oxide synthase, and then you have the inducible nitric oxide synthase. So inflammation, endotoxin, whatever, is inducing this one. And this one can produce 1,000-fold more nitric oxide than enos. So you have a lot of nitric oxide that reacts with superoxide, a free radical, to create a very toxic free radical called peroxynitrite in the body. It's toxic, causes oxidative stress, bad stuff when you have too much nitric oxide. So it's primarily induced by inflammation, right? So enos and enos would be considered more so safe, but they in themselves can also be a problem. Here's why. When you're in a healthy state, here on the left of this graph, you can see arginine is converted into nitric oxide with the help of coupled nitric oxide synthase. The way you couple nitric oxide synthase is by having enough of the cofactor BH4. So BH4 is a cofactor for the production of nitric oxide. So BH2 is recycled back to BH4. So it's like going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, right? So when you have you're healthy, you have a lot of BH4. BH4 is also an antioxidant. So when you have a lot of oxidative stress, you deplete your BH4. So now BH2 dominate. So instead of creating nitric oxide, you now create superoxide, a free radical. And then the nitric oxide that you do have binds to superoxide, creating peroxynitrite, creating more oxidative stress, depleting BH4 even more. Now, it's not black and white that it's coupled or uncoupled. It's like 90% coupled, 10% uncoupled, right? And then it becomes 50-50, and then it becomes 10-90. There's a ratio of how much it's coupled or uncoupled. So let's say it's 50-50. Now you start using citrulline. You might experience better erections to an extent because 50% is still producing nitric oxide, but the other 50% is producing superoxide. So now you're basically feeding the production of superoxide that's then depleting, as you can see, superoxide reacting with nitric oxide to create peroxynitrite, create more oxidative stress. So this is why it's harmful to start just boosting nitric oxide more, because nitric oxide in itself can be a free radical and it creates peroxynitrite. So when you're unhealthy and you have elevated oxidative stress, boosting nitric oxide even more is a bad idea because you create more free radicals. And it basically speeds up this whole aging process of creating more inflammation, more vascular damage, making erectile dysfunction worse. So this is why boosting nitric oxide is not a good idea if you're unhealthy. So there's two main ways to improve your erections. Reduce oxidative stress, fix your nutritional deficiencies. Because oxidative stress depletes BH4 and puts you in an uncoupled state. So if you reduce oxidative stress, you go back to a healthy state with but dominates in BH4, so you can actually produce nitric oxide. Reduce nitric oxidative stress, fix your nutritional deficiencies. Okay, so common causes of oxidative stress include obesity, diabetes, nutritional deficiencies, sleep apnea, heavy metals. There's obviously more. In my erectile dysfunction course, I talk about 28 main reasons why someone might have oxidative stress and then which one you can focus on to improve your overall health. All right, when it comes to nutritional deficiencies, so this is nitric oxide production right here, right? So if you can see, like, everything here is integrated for the production of nitric oxide. So this is the folate cycle. But in the folate cycle, you have folate, B2, B12, B6, B3, and just to name a few, that's involved in the recycling of BH4. And then BH4 is then being used to convert arginine to nitric oxide. So this is why if you have nutritional deficiencies, you're going to have low nitric oxide production, and these vitamins and minerals are also essential to quench free radicals. So when you have a deficiency, you have more free radicals and you can't get rid of them because of the nutritional deficiencies. So you lower the oxidative stress by eating a nutrient-dense diet, fixing nutritional deficiencies, right? All right, so if you would like to fast track and improve your erectile dysfunction very quickly, get the Erectify course. I discuss how to lower your oxidative stress, what blood tests you can do, drugs, supplements, stacks, everything that you need to maximize your erections is in this course. Link will be in the description below. So the point here is that never try to boost nitric oxide alone. You also always want to have a antioxidant with the compound. So let's say you're using citrulline, right? Citrulline has been shown to help only 5% of people taking it. Only 5% notice a benefit when they take citrulline. But when you add pycnogenol, which is a very strong antioxidant, now 80 to 90% of people start to respond to this combination, right? But citrulline and pycnogenol is not going to fix the root cause. It's not going to lower the root cause of oxidative stress or the nutritional deficiencies. So again, it becomes extremely important that you fix the root cause, otherwise the problem is going to get worse, right? If you have a thorn in your arm, for example, and you leave it there, it's going to start to fester and cause issues. And now you just put anti-inflammatory creams on it and bandages and whatnot. So you might help to dampen the inflammation, but it's always going to be there and it might just get worse, and the irritation is just going to get worse and more inflamed because you don't take care of the root cause. So this is very common why people use, for example, Cialis or Viagra. And then over time, they need to use more and more and more and more, not because the drug becomes less effective, but because they are getting more unhealthy as time goes on. The root cause is getting more and more and more severe. And so this is why it's extremely important to fix the root cause. Supplements can help, but it's not going to fix the root cause. You need to fix the root cause. Everything that I discussed in the Erectify course. Alright guys, I hope this was insightful, gave you some ideas on what to do to improve your erections. And I will check you in the next one. Cheers guys.